Revelation Revealed, Part 4, Section 49, Revelation chapter 13, verse 11 through 18, the beast and the earth. Verse 11, Then I saw another beast coming out of the earth. Now the first beast, who is the Antichrist, came out of the sea, and as we explained earlier, that suggests the incarnation of the devil into the Antichrist. But this beast comes out of the earth. I don't believe the devil is incarnate dwelling in him. He's obviously influenced demonically. Maybe he's possessed, but the devil himself is not in this beast, who prophetic futures believe to be the false prophet who works along with the Antichrist. He had two horns like a lamb. This to me suggests a molding of two authoritative religions, possibly Christianity and Islam. But he spoke like a dragon, like the Satan. He spoke like Jesus, but really he was speaking from the mouth of the devil. Verse 12, He exercised all the authority of the first beast on his behalf, and made the earth and its inhabitants worship the first beast, meaning the Antichrist, whose fatal wound had been healed. This is fatal wound here in the NIV. That tells me the Antichrist did die because of the use of the word fatal. Again, some people believe he was just wounded. He didn't really die. I believe he died. 13, And he performed great and miraculous signs, even causing fire to come down from heaven to earth in full view of men, trying to duplicate the Old Testament prophets here. 14, Because of the signs he was given power to do on earth on behalf of the first beast, he deceived the inhabitants of the earth. And again, deception is the main tool of the devil. We've seen that in the very beginning with Eve. He, meaning the false prophet, ordered them to set up an image in honor of the beast, who was wounded by the sword and yet lived. He was given power to give breath to the image of the first beast so that it could speak and cause all who refused to worship the image to be killed. Now, I believe this is what Jesus spoke of when he said that which causes desolation, the abomination of desolation. It doesn't say it here, but it is alluded to elsewhere that this image will be set up in the temple that has been rebuilt in Jerusalem. And listen, we're at the place where man can make some kind of man-made image into a pretty much like a life-living creature. We have robots now that look like real humans, that talk like real humans. I think that's what's being talked about here. 16. He also forced everyone, small and great, rich and poor, free and slave, to receive a mark on his right hand or on his forehead, so that no one could buy or sell unless he had the mark, which is the name of the beast and the number of his name. Now, we're very close to that now. Some people believe the mark is a chip. I don't really believe it's a chip. I believe it's a mark. It could possibly be in the near future that tattoos can be digitalized. A digitalized tattoo on your forehead or on your wrist. Just put your forehead or wrist before a scanner, and everything and anything about you that needs to be scanned is there. Of course, we won't need money. We will have that digitalized tattoo. Now, whether it's a tattoo or not, I can't be sure, but I wouldn't be surprised at this moment of time. That's what we're talking about here. So, we're getting pretty close to that right now. And I don't know how far it is off into the future, but I think even 100 years ago, or even 50 years ago, this kind of talk concerning this mark of the beast was hard to imagine. Not so anymore. Verse 18, this calls for wisdom. I guess it does. I don't have such wisdom. If anyone has insight, let him calculate the number of the beast, for it is man's number. His number is 666. Now, some people believe it's wrong. It's a waste of time trying to figure out the number, what 666 means. But the text right here says, let him calculate. There's no problem with trying to calculate the number of the beast. Just don't let it consume your life. And of course, we've tried to calculate for centuries and we haven't got it right yet.